G'day everyone, I'm Wade Kelly and welcome to the Flow State Fishing Podcast, where I'll be speaking with some of the most inspirational and passionate people in the fishing industry. You can expect plenty of good yarns, lots of laughs, as well as some motivation to keep you chasing those goals. So, this episode leads on from episode 1 on the same trip. We were lucky enough to line it up with a trip that Dan Powell was doing. We were all camping on the same remote island on the same beach, so I got to catch up with Powell a fair bit. First time I met the bloke, absolute legend. Gave me a bit of his time to do this podcast. Really inspirational, really informative. For those that don't know Powell, he's right into his tagging, sets himself really definitive personal goals, locks in on them, goes tunnel vision and achieves amazing results, which just goes to show when you do that you reap the rewards. I'll just set the scene a little bit. We're kicking back on a beach, a few beers, fire crackling away on sunset, high tide just lapping near the base of the fire, talking bulk shit, super special place. Don't forget to get at me with some feedback. Get at me on socials, at Flow State Fishing on Instagram, at Wade Kelly Fishing is my personal page if you want to get me on there. Podcast will be available on Podbean, Spotify and iTunes. Still working on getting it on other platforms for you. Thanks so much for the support again. Hope you guys enjoy. Right, we're live. Sitting by a campfire in spot X.
All huddled around it. You move more than 10 feet away, it's freezing cold. So,
and too many mozzies.
Yeah, bulk mozzies.
Plus, I haven't seen Powell for ages, so I just want to be next to him.
Yeah. Getting close, mate.
So, Powell, what's your story, man? Where are you born and raised?
Mate, I born in Rocky. So, as a young fella, did all the cruising around the creeks, catching perch and gudgeons and bits and pieces like that. Always had fish tanks, so always chasing small fish to put in tanks.
Yep.
And that just graduated into catching barra off the banks on the Fitzroy, and then I was a bait slayer for years and years and got good at it, and then changed over to lures and slayed it in the Fitzroy.
Yep.
Plenty of barra to be had there. Admittedly, on gulp, a lot of people could probably have the argument that is using bait, but
Yep.
as Mick knows, have a session in the boat with me, and you'll be asking for those gulp shrooms. Mick can vouch for that.
I love them.
I rate them.
Yeah.
Nah, actually, the one big awesome session we had was in Barra Bounty.
Yeah, no, it actually wasn't.
And it wasn't on gulp shrimps.
True.
Fancy that.
3 or 4 inch Z-mans.
Yeah, paddle tails.
Yep.
Yeah, it was on the sleigh. It was good.
Oh, it was a good
Nice.
sleigh session.
So after the Fitzroy, were you fishing comps then? So when you were hitting the
So
Fitzroy pretty
I used
hard?
to, when I was living in Rocky, I used to fish the Barra Bounty every year. So I won that a couple of times, and then obviously moving away from Rocky, I wasn't fishing the river all the time, so I just fell out of touch of where the fish were, how it was all working. So then I fished, I think, once or twice after I left Rocky. Once was with Mick, and then once was with Fez. So but now living in Gladdy, so it's heaps different fishery.
Yeah.
It's more of a clean water. I enjoy it. It's variety sort of fishing. I enjoy catching a lot of variety.
Yep.
So, it suits me a lot down there, Gladstone.
Yep. Like side casting and stuff, or everything?
Yeah, it sort of just depends, like if it's summer or winter and water quality and stuff like that. But lately I've been doing, I want to say lately, probably for the last 4 or 5 years, a lot of sight fishing.
Yep.
Which is, I find enjoyable. It's good. It's one of them things. It's a lot like hunting. You can make a lot of mistakes and the fish won't eat.
Yeah.
Then you can do a lot of things right, and then the fish just mows down your lure, and it's.
Yep.
And a lot of time it's only one person there to enjoy it, which is me.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was pretty cool.
Yep. You prefer to fish solo?
Yeah, I do all my fishing solo.
Yep.
just-
Why's that?
Just tough to find good friends these days. Look, I can go from fishing for barra and then turn around 5 minutes later, fish for brim or fish for flatties. I'm very choppy and changey with how I fish.
What you're feeling.
Yeah. So it's sort of hard to get someone else on the boat and say, hey, let's go chase barra, and then they're on the chew and, right, I've had enough of that, let's go catch flatties now.
Yep.
So people say they enjoy it, but I don't know. I just enjoy it. I can just do whatever I want and just roll however I want. So
Yep. Yeah, nice. So then, once you moved to Gladstone, did you get off the barra?
Yeah, I didn't.
Started doing other things.
Yeah, I didn't target them as much. I sort of set little goals for myself every now and again with what I want to catch. And one was when I first moved down there, I didn't have my boat down there, so I tried getting as many jacks, or 50, I think it was, land based. So just bush bashing through creeks all the time. So
you set yourself that 50?
Yeah.
That number 50? Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have a couple of good trips and you're like, I reckon I could do 50 in 3 months.
Yeah, okay.
And then you sort of get to like 40 and it's 2 weeks to go and you're like, oh, I've just got kilometres to walk to try and get it.
Yep.
And then do the triple tail thing, obviously. That was pretty cool.
Yep, run us through that one.
You set yourself a goal of 50 for them too, didn't you?
No, actually my original goal was, one was a fluke, two's you're sort of starting to get something going on. If I get 2, then I'm happy. But
yeah,
I don't know. It was just there's only so many fish you see on. Oh, there's certain fish, that you don't see on socials, and that's like permit, triple tail, giant herring.
Yeah.
And I thought, I want to try and catch those fuckers.
Yep.
Knew nothing about them, knew no one that caught them, knew nothing, didn't know when to start, didn't know anything. So I did a lot of reading, heaps and heaps of reading, and then just tried it out. I thought, well, you hear of people doing it, and I thought, I've spent 20 years fishing and never seen one, so I have 20 years of experience where not to look.
That's optimism at its finest.
Well, it was one of them things. And surprisingly, as soon as I started looking, I found them, and heaps and heaps of them too. So,
yeah, righto.
Not big ones. Like, I reckon a nice one's about probably 50 centimetres.
Yep.
But
how big do they get?
Up to a metre.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Metre long triple tail.
Oh,
Holy shit.
yeah. There's a dude up in Townsville, Peter Robinson. He's caught some monsters.
Yeah, right.
Some absolute horses. So, but that's all deep water jigging, not on surface. They get to about 60 centimetres and don't really come to the surface as much anymore.
Yeah, okay.
So
why is that?
I'm have
super
no
curious.
idea.
I've got no idea either.
Yeah, I have no idea. It just might be they can't imitate floating structure anymore when they're the size of a wheelie bin lid. They might stand out a little bit more, but when they can act like a clump of weed or something like that, they easily blend in.
Makes sense. Yep. So what were you? So obviously before that you got off the barrel. What were your goals? Obviously you reached them and then changed up to something else.
Oh yeah, I do. Well, obviously I've been involved in tagging for a long time. So within the tagging framework, there's certain awards. Now, look, for a lot of people, they don't really find that interesting, but it's just one of the little things that it helps me keep a tally of all my fishing trips, so I can go back with the tagging sort of things, go back and look 5 years ago and go, where was I fishing in August? Oh, yep, I fished in these grid references, I caught these fish, okay, rightio, and that's how I sort of set it out. So
so create your own sort of backlog
I can go back 10 years and go, where was I fishing, what was I doing?
Yep.
But within the tagging, there's achievement awards and excellence awards.
Yep.
So they have certain set numbers for fish. So obviously, when I first started tagging, it was 58 barra. Was like, holy hell, that's not achievable at all. And then in a year, did that when I was only like maybe 15, maybe, and then just moved on with just getting bulk numbers of those.
Yeah, righto. We've just got a bar of service in the middle of nowhere. It's Triggy.
Hang up on him.
Yeah, I can't answer that. I'll be on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
I'll get back to him.
Sorry, Triggy.
Sorry, Trig. You'll see this when it comes live, man.
Fuck ya.
Battery's too valuable to waste like that.
And we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
No phone calls, man. Phone's off.
The Trig.
He
got me yesterday. He tried to ring me yesterday too. I must have had no service.
It must be real important though. He'd never ring you, would he?
No, yeah, we talk heaps, man.
Yeah, right. You fucking pretend like you got mates.
I do. I don't even have anything to come back at that with.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first time I haven't had it come back.
Hashtag facts.
Listen, man. I was only invited on this trip for sympathy.
Because of what?
Because I was out of sympathy.
Yeah, that's right. You kept whinging at me.
You needed someone to drive the electric, didn't you, Mick?
Yeah. Flynn volunteered for that.
Oh, young fella.
Yeah.
Well, for everyone listening who, like,
Yeah.
for all 6 people who are listening, Flynn's here as well. Flynn Cypher. But we don't have enough microphones, so he's on the bench.
But
Mick pulled rank and took the microphone off him.
yeah,
I said, listen, mate.
I'll get him tomorrow
That's
night.
not how you hold a microphone. You hold it like this.
I'll get him tomorrow night. You might end up on every podcast for the first 5 or
I'm
10
actually
minutes.
starting to feel like the Flow State podcast is my fucking podcast.
Nah, man.
You keep fucking roping me into them.
No, well, you didn't have to jump in.
Nah, that's all right, mate. Someone's got to fucking bring the brains into it when Powley's not here.
I'll bring the beauty, mate.
Powley's the brains of this one, let me tell you. Fucking hell. Not even a question.
We didn't discuss whether he's one of the maddest dudes in Central Queensland.
Powley?
What's in order of... It goes, what, Johnny Mitchell's number 1?
Johnny Mitchell's the GOAT of Central Queensland.
Yeah, we'll add... And then who's 2?
Griffo.
Yeah, fishing-wise, Griffo for sure.
Yeah.
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 Nah, but we're talking about just
We're
in
talking
general,
about just
mad.
madness.
Oh.
Just
If you
like,
consider going to bed at like 8 o'clock each night with no kids as mad and getting like a 12-hour sleep every night, then yeah, I'm the man.
Yeah. Well, Triggy's
No
right
kid
up
life, so I just do whatever I want. Just like, oh, it's 7:30 and I'm sleepy. Going to bed.
there.
You'd know about that, wouldn't you, Mick?
Oh, mate, yeah. I don't think I've had a 12-hour sleep since fucking...
last night.
Oh, when was Jed born? Fuck. 2008. Yeah, I probably haven't had a 12-hour sleep since fucking 2008.
I heard you
Although
snoring
last
last
night
night,
was
mate.
fucking pretty good.
Yeah, you were stacking zeds.
I was very relaxed. Nice.
So, oh, sorry, you go?
Oh yeah, but with the tagging side of things, that sort of helps give me little things to aim for. Like at the end of the day, they're just personal goals.
Yep.
Um,
That's what it's all about.
but not many people really care if you tag 50 or 500 or 5,000 barra.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a personal thing, really. So
I care.
It's a pretty big achievement.
Anyone who
but-
brings your name up, I tell them you've tagged 5,000 barra.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot of
And then I say, I
barra,
wonder
man.
how many's necked.
Yeah.
yeah, not that many.
Not that many.
The price isn't that good for them these
Nah.
days. When I was getting $15 a kilo, I was trying to bag out every time.
Yeah, shit.
Disclaimer.
Neck and meteries.
That's a disclaimer. I was not selling fish.
Oh, dear. But that's a huge achievement, like 5,000 barra.
Oh yeah, it was just.
Who's even caught 5,000 barra?
That's
period?
tunnel vision, though, eh?
Oh,
Yeah,
I had
man.
the
Targeting,
glory years
targeting.
of CQ. The recruitment was through the roof.
Yeah.
Just a couple of
What
good
from?
Oh, just the conditions lined up.
When you
So-
say recruitment too, just explain that. 'cause
so
not a
you
lot of
got-
people will understand that.
So with barramundi, there's quite a lot of factors in the Fitzroy that have to line up for them to be able to successfully breed.
Yeah.
So if you get the rain too early, and you get the rain, say probably October, November, you get a lot of rain. All the big fish that move down the mouth, when they breed, their eggs need to be in salt water. They need to salt a certain salinity so they stay buoyant within the water column.
Yep.
Where if it's not that salinity level, they'll sink and then obviously they die.
Yep.
So it's a fine line of the barra doing their thing, then having rain, and then so all the small fish can then, when they're hatched and they're within the system, when they're larvae stage, I suppose, they can then move up into the freshwater systems. So when I got heaps, there was all the lagoons around Rocky. We were having like sessions of 20, 50, 60, but not big fish, like
Yep.
say 60 centimetres maybe, up to 60 centimetres, a lot of small fish, but enjoyable when you're throwing surface and watching them feed like that. But as again, I was just trying to slay numbers.
Yep.
That was my game, slay numbers.
Yep. Yep. And any size, just whatever.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
numbers. And
You
you
gotta-
tag, and is there a size in it for tags? No.
No,
Whatever.
just whatever. Say from 20 centimetres upwards.
Yep.
So, and it's interesting. Like a lot of people think, tagging a 20 centimetre barra is pretty gammon, but I got a recapture a few years ago of a 24 centimetre barra that I tagged,
Yep.
and it was recaptured on I think a Johnny Mitchell chart. It was like 116 centimetres.
Fuck, that's
Yeah.
wicked. That's crazy stats.
So
How many years?
I'm not 100% too sure. I tagged it in 12 mile, I know that, and I moved from 12 mile out into Raglan Creek, I think he caught it. But
That's not that far.
Oh, no, it's not, but it's... God knows where it could have been in the meantime.
Sure,
Why did you get that? I don't want to know that. I want to know how old that was.
Yeah, well, one of the good things is with the tagging, when someone recaptures one of my tag fish, I also get sent a tag certificate. So it will have not location
For a recapture.
Yeah. So I'll have who recaptured it if they record the details.
Yep.
So who caught it, where. When I say where, what grid reference?
Yep.
And length and days of movement. So it's usually the days of movement that I'm interested in, the growth lengths, because at the end of the day, if someone catches a nice barra, they'll just say they caught it wherever.
Yeah,
so there's no point looking at that.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So that's cool stuff. But with the barra side of things, so where were we with the recruitment? So
recruitment,
so for those numbers of years, I can't remember what years they were, but there was just thousands. I think we had...
When you talk about recruitment, you're talking about the amount of fingerlings that...
Yeah, fingerlings. Yeah, well...
That survive to a certain point.
Exactly right, yeah, survive. So lots can be produced, but it's what survives. So there's the Crystal Bowl project, which is run by InfoFish Australia. They have a certain number of key criteria that needs to be met each year to determine what the recruitment will be like. So they'll have it all worked out. If you get the rain too early, it's not going to work. And then it's in sort of a chart that if it's all lined up with green...
Like a forecast,
it's a forecast. You can then say, we're going to have a good recruitment this year, and in 3 years' time, fish between 50 and 80 centimetres will be plentiful in the river. So
makes sense.
Yeah, so what you're seeing at the moment in the Fitzroy is... what's left of those good recruitment years. You're not seeing a lot of small fish, but you're seeing heaps of big fish in that 80 to a metre. But you're not hearing numbers like, when I say numbers, like a 30 barra session. Not big fish, but just from sort of 30 through to 70 centimetre size.
Yeah, nice.
But there's just not those fish in the system at the moment.
Yep. So then, once you sort of got your fix on that, then you started... Well, you know pretty well with my mates for big barra. So was that the next step? Like you just wanted to start targeting big girls?
Yeah, because I haven't caught a big barra for actually quite a while, a year or so. Actually, no, that's a lie. Maybe 6 months. But yeah, they're just a different class of fish. They're so much more enjoyable. Definitely a lot harder to catch or work out.
Yeah.
Which I did for those who aren't aware, the Johnny Mitchell course.
Yeah, yep.
I thought it was, as we were chatting last night, it was just one of them things. I thought there would be more to the whole picture than going down low tide and getting numbers of small fish. What else triggers those big fish to feed? Yep. And it answered questions and helped me. Yep. So
that's good.
It was one of them things where I was like, is it worth it? But the results sort of spoke for themselves after. And why I was catching those big fish was a big question that I have been getting the course answered. So
you kind of got at those sort of things too. Like you'll get a mixture of different people get different results because of how they take that information and then use it in the real world too.
Yeah, 100%. It's like going to personal training. You're not going to get a six-pack straight away. Yeah. Even though I'd like it after a week of training, I'm just like, where's my abs at?
Yeah, and when you think about it too, it's a week of training based on decades of knowledge.
Yeah.
You've got to go out then and put years and years on top of that for yourself.
It gives you basically fundamentals, and then you have to. It's still you got to work in your game.
Yeah,
and your locations too. Like it's not.
Yeah, he just gives you the keys to be able to work out big barra, and you've got to put that into practice.
Yeah. So you were finding them, like, obviously not by accident, like you're looking for barra, but you were getting consistent big fish, and you wanted to know why. Like you couldn't quite.
What the triggers were, there had to be more to the picture. Like you caught nice fish, and an interesting part of the course was he's mentioned about wind and how wind can play a big influence in barra fishing. And when we had that discussion about that, I went back and looked through all my old pictures of barra, and what we were discussing, all of it, you could see it in the background of the photo. I was like, well, there you go. Something that was happening, I was completely unaware of, yet it was right there in the picture the whole time.
Yep.
And it wasn't just for one fish; it was for quite a lot of fish. So,
and then you could essentially sharpen that.
Yeah,
again, like that sharpened you even more to even be even narrower in like your size range. Of your
yeah. So you have certain times. Oh yeah, with the target size of fish. So
yeah, you could consistently go and target big fish. It's like just big fish. Hey?
But it's like anything. You either catch big fish, you catch 2 fish over a metre, and you think it's the greatest, or you catch nothing, and that's just the name of the game.
That's
so
fishing, yeah. Yeah, right.
But
so I want to know more about your triple tail thing,
I've got
man.
so many
Seriously.
questions about Barra, it's just
because for those that don't know or haven't seen any of the goals episodes, Powley was the basis for goals episode 1, which basically was the triple tail. So that, like, when I heard about that, because how we met through Infofish Australia, what you were talking about before, Stefan. He was looking to sponsor a team in the Barra Bounty.
Yep.
And we were doing a bit of stuff with Castmate back in the day then. And Stefan goes, oh, would you be interested in fishing in the Bounty? And I said, yeah, for sure. Who are you fishing with? He said, Daniel Powell. I didn't know who Dan was.
Yep.
Then I went and met him. He goes, you guys will get on real well. We got on real well. We caught heaps of fish, finished second, I think, in that tournament that year.
Yep.
And then, but what we were talking about when we weren't talking about Barra was triple tail.
Yep.
Because you were only just starting to get into it then, right? Or you were starting to think about it.
Yeah, I can't really. I did it for 3 years, like hardcore.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure you were thinking about it because we spoke about it during that tournament. And then, when was it? Maybe, 8 or 9 months later, we went and did goals 1?
Yeah. And then I sort of had a fair idea what I was looking for, what structure I was trying to find.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of hours looking and realised, okay, this is the setups that I need.
Yeah.
And we did that whole trip, and as you said, on the way back into the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
There's one right under a big pile of weed.
Yeah.
Like, how good was that?
Yeah. Even that too, like, that was sort of like, you'd done your work, how you were saying before, like, you'd spent 20 years not seeing one. But then once you started to actually look for them, you see them everywhere.
Yeah. And that's what people always...
Like everything in fishing.
Ask, where do I look? And I'm like, look where you have not looked before and look for them and you'll find them. It's not... Everywhere I've looked, I've found them, from Stonehenge Bay, Port Alma, Keppel Bay, off Gladstone, Turkey Beach, Darwin. I fished out of Darwin, caught them at Darwin off East Point.
Yeah, right. I've seen a handful of people have caught them up there.
Yeah, got King Ash Bay. I got them out of King Ash Bay.
Yeah, right.
It's a common theme. Like, you notice too, like, there's a lot of the population that fish just to go fishing. Whereas in the sports fishing community, which we're all part of, obviously, a heavy factor in that kind of fishing is targeting certain species. Yeah. And I don't know, a lot of people that I know that don't fish that much don't understand that sort of stuff can be targeted. Like like you only find what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly right. But the average person cannot justify going out and driving around on a boat for 6 hours.
That's right.
To not catch a fish.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even pick the rod up to cast, you don't see nothing, and then go, that was a shit day, and turn around.
Yeah.
But when it's not a shit day and you catch 8 or 9, that's a rad day.
100%. Well, that's like the kind of fishing we're doing now.
Yeah.
Chasing tuskies on fly.
Yeah.
It's fun as hell, but we could walk away from here after 4 days.
Sorry, not all of us chasing them on fly. I just want to clear
it
up. I'm on the trout sleigh.
Powley bought his own boat.
That's why you're in your own boat, mate.
Yeah, I'm the one catching fish. So I said to Mick before, do you want to have a shower? He goes, I haven't touched anything. I said, you cleaned the squid last night.
I did, actually. Oh, yeah. Bulk squid. I've had enough squid to last me the rest of the year, I think. I'll be shitting tentacles. But it's it's like that. Like when you target something, you got to be prepared to fail or go without everything else just to try to get your target.
Yeah, and I sort of set it at trying to catch 50.
Yep.
I actually had once I got 50, I'm like 100, and it just wore me down too much.
That's a lot. Fucking hell.
Because you started off, when you seen them, you started off catching them on live prawns, didn't you? Yeah.
You
got the first few?
Got the first few on live prawns, and then the the way I see it was you could throw fly, you can throw lures, but if I just spent 6 hours and probably $80 worth of fuel, I'm going to present the best offering I can, which is a lot of prawn.
Yeah,
and
because the same thing too, like you were going for tagging numbers, weren't you?
Yeah, I was trying to rack up numbers.
Tag them, part of a research project?
Well, it ended up being a research project. With all the digging around that I was doing at the start, I ended up getting passed to the Gulf State Fisheries Commission, one of the guys that worked there in the US, and chatted to him about a few different things, and basically he said, if you start catching them, we're running a worldwide genetic program. If you want to jump on board, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I sent over the heap of sampling gear. I got a contact with a couple of dudes up and down the coast that had also caught a few, and we did the sampling work for them, which was just a fin clipping and then put it in vials and sent it all back over to the States. And funny enough, while I was doing that, I was also seeing a lot of small flatback turtles. So I didn't know what they were. My missus, we scooped one up in the landing net one day, and then we showed one of the guys at the marine parks what the picture was, and he passed me on to another guy that said he might be interested, and through that I ended up doing GPS data and tagging for flatback turtles.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if I didn't catch triple tail and I got 3 turtles, I'd be, that's pretty good too.
That's crazy. I don't know anyone that does anything like that.
Yeah, so it was one of them things where catching little turtles or turtle data means absolutely nothing to me, but I'm there and I can do it. So, and it's valuable to other people.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
But it's one of them things, like we were chatting, like you'd cruise along a current line, you'd see a little turtle munching on some seaweed or something or other, and you'd scoop it up the landing net, and I wouldn't think two seconds of it, like, oh, yep, got the data that I need, and then keep going. Where when I was chatting to one of the turtle ladies, she's like, oh, we've never seen those small turtles feeding because I haven't really been able to catch them once they leave the beaches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I saw it up in some seaweed eating little crabs or whatever.
Yeah, shit.
And for someone like her, she would have probably watched it do that and enjoyed that experience, where I was just like, get in my net.
Yeah, get the net.
Sorry, stop, you're not feeding anymore. Get in my landing net.
Well, I definitely appreciated how much work you put into Triple Tail, because that first episode, when we ended up finding one, it was a pretty funny story, actually.
Yeah, might as well run through the whole thing.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a short story, but
that's fine.
It's pretty, so we come up to film Goals 1, and we're like, okay, fuck, this is Powell.
What was the goal?
It was basically just around Daniel Powell's Triple Tail. We wanted to catch a Triple Tail, but we wanted the first couple of days, because Powell is barra, basically, is what he was known for. So we wanted to get some barra footage. And long story short, I ended up with a fucking meatery, put everyone to shame.
I've seen that.
Meter 10-y.
Meter 10, meter 11, something like that. Tagged it. No one's caught it again. 110, 111.
On a pink lethal lure that I haven't seen since.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's on my wall.
Where's the dollars at, mate?
I'll send you a photo, mate. I'll send you a photo. I retired that lure.
$17.50.
Did it really?
What lure was it?
Fucking dead.
Lethal.
I
don't know what it cost.
Yeah. Good lure. One twitch, hey? That was it. Yep. One cast. Basically, Johnny Mitchell.
You love him, eh?
One cast offering.
I'm going to have to get him on here.
It literally was.
I'm going to get him on here.
The boys, they were doing no good. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
So I was in Fez's boat and just by myself, and the other boys were in my boat, and I said, I'll just zip ahead the creek because it was quite narrow. I thought I'd just side scan the creek.
Yeah.
See if we could find it. And I just saw a little prawn flick and a little back eddy behind a mangrove, and I just thought, fuck, there's a fish, surely. Little backhand twitch, fucking bang. It was fucking cool. I've never caught one since. Never caught a meatery since. And it was one of the best days of my life. But forget all that. We decided to go looking for triple tail, and we came to this area, actually. Very close to it, anyway. And we did some other fishing, which was pretty cool. And then on the way back to the boat ramp, we're driving along the current line, and then... I think I saw it. Yeah, you nearly ran over it, eh? The first one?
Oh, no, yeah. We went over the first one.
Went over the first one, and Pelly's like, fuck, I nearly run over them all the time. This thing will pop up again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, we found one on the last day. How good's this?
Yeah.
And we're sitting there waiting. 5 minutes goes past, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Powley goes, I think this one's fucked off. I'm like, fuck, that's it. It's all
For those
over.
listening, 90% of the time they come back to the surface. So if
exactly.
if you scare them, they'll come back.
Come back up, yeah. So I've gone from like, holy fuck, we found one on the last day, to, oh no.
We've cooked it.
That's it. And then anyway, we drive another, 200, 300 metres?
Yeah.
Fuck, Powley, there's another one. Pulls up. Like, fuck, they're righto. It's hanging up there. It's no dramas. Powley gets his gear. I get the camera. Because Mako was shooting this one pretty much, so I just had a backup camera. Got it on him. Cast out. Powley's fucking got the signature move, the old tongue hanging out the corner of the mouth.
Concentration.
Yeah, the concentration tongue. And he's like, oh, yep. He's on it. And I'm just watching it through the viewfinder.
Yeah.
And the rod bends, and he's like, yeah, it strikes. Pulls the hooks.
Oh, no.
And he's like, fuck, he won't eat again.
Yeah.
Felt hooks or whatever. I'm like, oh, well. And I go, I'll just have another go. Cast it out. Twitch to it. Yeah, he's on it. Bang, nails it.
Can you remember what it was on?
Money shot, gulp.
2-inch gulp shrimp.
100%. Yeah.
Downsized.
Yeah. Money shot, and then that was pretty much goals one wrapped up on the way back to the boat ramp.
That's crazy.
And then
Mick got keen for
my experience of triple tail fishing is like we drove another 500 metres. Fuck, there's another one, Powley. How good's this?
Yeah.
I put about 450 casts towards that fucking fish over the next hour.
And not one got
Not
within 10
one
metres.
of them was even close, man. Oh, I was fucked up. I was so nervous and, oh, man. And so after that afternoon, I was like, fuck, Powley, you're a legend. How good's this? Because then I appreciated how much work went into it. And,
Yep.
One fish saved the trip.
Significant
Save that
amount
film.
of work. Yeah.
And Mick's got we were just talking about this. I've mentioned this 4 times this trip. Is if you go fishing with you,
with me,
when you've got to tick a fish off, you will get it in the last hour of the last day of the trip.
It's like that, eh?
So there's still hope for you boys. Is that what you're saying?
We got 2 more days to make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I feel like the fishing guides reward effort.
I tell you what they don't reward is that generator going out and no one walking out there to turn it
you got to
back
go
on.
for a swim, man.
I'm not doing that again.
That is definitely... That's a swim job now.
Yeah,
100%. The water's going to lap in our feet.
It's that's what Flynn's here for.
He's
dead quiet now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Talking it up all day.
It's time to pull rank.
Go on,
Come
son.
young fella. Oh.
Yeah.
You're stuck in there, man. Yeah, I got to get you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I lost that train of thought. We're on triple tail. So are you still tagging now?
Triple tail? Or
Period.
Oh, yeah. So the triple tail thing just got it was too hardcore. I just chewed too much fuel, too much everything. I got over it pretty quick. Oh, when I say it was 3 years. So I was over that.
How many did you get? Sorry,
I think I've caught about 70.
70. Fucking Jesus.
So
some people catch like 1 or none in their lifetime.
Just got to look.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, definitely still doing the tagging. So, as I said before, with the different awards in tagging, I'm trying to push towards. There's tagging excellence awards. So you're tagging achievement awards. Say if it's finger mark and it's 25 for the achievement award. The excellence award's 250.
Yeah, right.
So for blue salmon, I'm getting up to about 500.
Yep.
So I was hopefully trying to do that this winter, but the pros have just slaughtered the blue salmon in Gladstone Harbour. So I had a couple of good sessions of like 15 to 20 session fish, and then it just went downhill dramatically.
Yep.
Flathead I got 8 to go to get to the 1,000.
Fuck. And this is all like Gladstone area?
Oh, Gladstone and Rocky. And Yeppoon. So, and then actually on this trip here for barcheek trout, I wanted to get 18 in a couple of days. So that would get me to the first tagging award. So you boys did the blueies and I chased trout and I wanted 18 and I got 18. So I was pretty stoked with that.
Yep. So you got an 18 trout this trip?
Yep.
Yeah, shit.
Killed it, mate.
We were seeing you yesterday, you had 5.
Yeah.
You had 9, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, no, nine
nine
trout. Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
and
nine
nine today. So the fish today were a lot better size. One smoking, got a couple of tuskies on lure.
Yeah, nice.
But still definitely doing the tagging. It's I don't know, it just gives me that personal thing to work towards.
So you get excellence towards per species, or is it
selected species?
So so they have a bunch of species all in one group.
It's all.
Gotcha.
On their website about what certain awards are for certain species. Yep. So,
what's your favourite fish, Powley?
That's a good question.
Funny enough, I love catching flathead.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love a good flathead session because you can drop it and then just be like, I know he went back to lay on the bottom and just cast straight back to it and get it again.
Mr. Efficiency,
Yeah. Just be like, no fish is going untagged.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy winter fishing. Clean water, flatties, blue salmon, for inshore stuff.
Yep.
And then out here, obviously, tuskies and trout and other bits and pieces.
Do you ever go on any blue water missions?
I do a little bit. Usually a lot of the times I go out to the reef is me and the missus go out there to Masthead or Astari. It's more of just a chill out day.
Yep.
So it's catch squid, might throw some poppers when we first get there, then jump in and have a snorkel. So it was never, I don't do a lot of jigging. I don't do any jigging, no specific sort of blue water stuff.
Yep.
If I do that, it's more of just a chill out sort of mission.
Righto.
And plus, I'm always slack to come home and fillet fish. So I have one big sleigh session, and that lasts me for about 2 months. So
that's the same as me.
The freezer's full of Spanish mackerel at the moment. So
nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
So and squid.
Yeah, they're everywhere here.
Yeah, as I was saying last time, we got those big tiger squid, and then we got a heap down at Pancake Creek, and then you guys got a heap yesterday.
Yeah,
man, every squid we saw yesterday was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't believe
dead before we even cast at it.
Well, we obviously don't get it up there, but I've never seen them just mulling around on top of the water during the day like that ever.
We were getting pack attacks.
Yeah.
They were swimming around.
That was awesome.
Literally 3 meters of water and they're tripping around on top.
Cast jig straight to it.
Yeah, it was stupid. Absolutely crazy. So you're like, once you get, so you'll get this excellence award for that group of fish. What's your next one? You don't know. Is there an end?
No. Oh, actually, yeah. No. Oh, I wouldn't mind doing. Probably work towards Murray cod and bass, freshwater species. So I don't know. It's just little things that I do as a personal thing. Really, it's It's and that way it's not like I have to slay big fish all the time. So if you sort of wanted to get 18 trout, and if you got 18 that were 45 centimetres, you'd be disappointed because you didn't get any pictures for the gram.
Yeah. The gram.
Do you know what everyone really wants to know about you, pal, is when you're going to start fucking fly fishing?
The fly
properly start fly fishing.
I've caught about 50 fish this trip, and you've got one queen fish. I saw queen fish didn't even cast.
That was a fucking stonker too. Let's talk about that. Hey, let's talk about the eat.
That's a lie.
No,
that's a lie because I casted little ones and caught them.
Yeah, of course you did. You casted everything, especially queen fish on the flats.
Yeah, especially.
That's the more nice yarn because we've got to put fish on the deck first.
Yeah, true. Well, you boys have to.
Hey man, we got the best average so far.
Hey man,
we've had one eat for one bust off, and you've had 2 eats for 2 bust offs.
Yeah, but I caught a good fish too.
Yeah, that's not a tusky. Yeah. That was a fake permit.
Fake permit, yeah.
Poor man's permit.
Pretty much is.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Still rad though. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
I'll keep it. I'll go to bed happy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, fuck.
But I don't know how hard those tuskies go with spin gear.
Oh yeah.
And as we were saying, I'm locked and giving it all I can.
Yeah.
And still getting folded.
Oh, man.
And you're trying to do
I forgot all about it because it's, believe it or not, the last few times I've come on these trips, I've filmed and not had a chance really to get a shot.
Yeah.
Since probably when we filmed Goals episode 2 was the last time I genuinely fished for them. And to get one to eat on the first cast, and then I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then, see ya.
It just went.
The funniest part was Flynn
I
said,
remember
what
this.
leader do I run? I said, mate, just chuck on 50, you'll be sweet.
Yeah.
The first 2 fish I got smoked were on 20 pound. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
where's that 50 at?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, I made up all these nice tapered leaders right down
Yeah.
to 20 pound.
Yeah.
We got all finesse about it. Nah, they don't give a fuck. When they're eating, man, they just eat.
Yep.
Yeah. The first one I caught landed on 20 pounds.
Eat's the easy part.
Yeah, if you can get a fly to any within, I reckon at least at closest a metre.
If they're feeding.
If they're feeding, you can throw a fly there wherever and they'll eat it. You could have a bit of rope hanging off it, I reckon.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter.
Well, I don't know whether that's like that everywhere, but
Nah, well, it obviously wasn't today because we
Yeah.
and
in
yesterday
this zone they're
afternoon.
like that.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon they were just shut down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it's fun though. I'm enjoying it because I'm learning something again. Like,
Yeah.
I've done that much filming in the last 6 to 8 months that it's
Yeah,
just
you've been a
nice to get
slave
behind
for
the
that.
wheel. And,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been enjoying that too, but at the end of the day, like, I need to fish for myself too,
Yeah.
as well, you know.
So what's next for you, Powley? More excellence awards?
Yeah, finish those flatty ones off.
Yep.
So I'll do that in the next couple of weeks. Oh, well, yeah, next couple of weeks. The missus goes overseas for 6 weeks coming up.
Yep.
So there'll be no trips away during that period.
Yep.
And then trips away whenever I can.
Yep.
So
Just chasing whatever you're feeling? Like
yeah,
sort of
just whatever the weather allows. For those that don't know, I don't have kids, so
Yep.
it's
Yeah, keep rubbing that in, man.
yeah.
That's like the third time you dropped that.
So I'm just like, the weather's not good Thursday, Friday as I planned. It's good Monday, Tuesday. I'll just do those days
I'll just
instead.
do that.
Just crash the party up here.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, just whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. It's
What about permit, man? You gonna try get some more of them, or you sort of had your fill on them?
Oh, you've banged permit.
yeah.
Yep, righto.
I'm the bloke that Mick knows has caught the biggest ones,
Fucking oath.
Big annex.
but they don't count because they're not on fly.
I never said that.
Are you sure?
I didn't. I've never said that.
Whispers
It'd be
over
sick
from the
on
corner.
fly, but
Everybody
fuck,
said
that's
that.
cool
Over in the
fish.
corner goes, I did.
Oi, I'm the one that said if I throw a fucking smash crab on a fly rod, does it count?
Oh,
Yeah, those little
Oh,
ones.
that's worse.
What?
That's worse though?
What?
That's tainting?
Why is it worse?
That's tainting both disciplines.
What are you talking about? Hey, it's
Mick
fucking
said that to me,
fishing.
and I was just like, "Yeah, that was slay, bro. Get onto it."
Yeah.
Because I'm not a purist. The purists are just like, "Poh."
I put it. I put it as a poll.
I'm just like, just get the bite, bro. That's
Yeah,
all
do
it
it.
Yeah,
is.
I put it as a poll on Instagram. 90% people go, yeah, it counts.
Oh,
Oh man, there'd be some die-hard like
Yeah.
old New Zealand
But
trout.
what are we talking
fishermen
about
and-
here,
and-
right? It counts for what? Someone's opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking fishing. Do what you want.
But
yeah,
no, wait up.
100%, bro.
Do what works.
Is fly fishing the whole thing, or is it fly fishing casting a fly, or is fly fishing casting with a
Fuck
fly
it, it's
rod?
whatever you think it is. Really. It's
Fucking
whatever you think it is.
gay.
I haven't tried it yet.
A waste of time.
Yeah, I haven't put a fucking
No,
smash crab on.
I shouldn't say that.
I haven't put a smash crab on a fly rod because I don't want to. I want to catch one on a fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You do
But
the
if
old,
someone does,
you do the old
fucking good on
swapsies.
ya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mick's trying to figure out how to cast a yabby on a fly.
Yeah. Oh,
flick it off.
100%
he'll
do
be down
that.
here in the morning pumping,
Yeah,
pumping,
so I got-
pumping a bucket of yabbies out.
Yeah.
So I've gotten 2 real nice permit off the flats, and then one smaller one about I think it was 70, and the others were I think just around 90.
Jesus,
So
that's awesome. Yep.
yeah, so I've done it.
Tagged? Do you tag them?
No.
There's no tagging system for it?
Nah, not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah,
So if I ever get one over a metre, it'll be coming home and getting taxidermied.
Yeah, nice.
I wouldn't blame you.
No, I can be rad on the wall.
Yeah, it'd be wicked. 100%. I'll get some.
We've seen a couple of big ones today.
Yeah,
School of big ones. Yeah.
yeah. They're here.
I caught one yesterday that turned into a queenfish after it ate.
Yeah, the fake permit.
Yeah.
Forehands.
That was when you're throwing that clouser at it.
Nah, I actually threw a crab.
Yeah.
I legit threw a crab at it
Waded
because
to
we
it.
thought it was a permit.
Oh, yeah.
I jumped out of the boat and waded over to it. And they're going left, left, left. And I lost it for a while and then I made a shot and it turned an 8. And I was like, fuck! Did this just happen? And then everyone's going, fuck, it's a queenie.
It's a fucking
It's
queen fish.
probably a metre long.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
good
It
fight,
was
man.
giving you a bit too.
Fuck
Peeled
yeah.
off.
Giving some curry.
Did it
Yeah.
jump?
Nah, it didn't actually jump, but yeah,
You
peeled a
guys
little
never
line
jump
and-
real good, eh?
They jump all spastic.
Yeah.
Just fold themselves.
It was a
and then
good
you
fight though. I enjoyed it. Definitely. Biggest fish I've caught on fly.
Speaking
Oh,
of
true,
biggest
well
It
fish,
was cool, yeah.
I'll be cool by my mates if I don't ask you, Kelly. What's your biggest barra?
Metre 24.
Jesus.
So got one at 124. Got two at a metre 23. Metre 19. Got probably maybe 40 over a metre.
40 fish over me. Shit.
So I had a good year a couple of years ago. I got 9 in a year. So
Yep.
that sort of racked up the numbers.
Yep.
Fuck, you've put on some meteries then. I remember when we filmed Goals 1 and I caught that one. You go, fuck man, that's a special fish. I've only caught about 15 or something at the time. 15 or 20 maybe? Meteries?
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
was 3. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah. You've been
So-
banging heaps in the last few years. It's
I was
good.
just trying to build you up, mate.
You probably were actually, yeah. You probably were.
Inspire.
It worked too. You're still telling the story.
Yeah, I tell everyone. I always talk about you, Pally. I love you, mate.
Proper.
And that.
And all that. There's do those is there any meteries that were sort of stuck in your brain, like had a mad story for, or like was it your first one, or was it the biggest one, or
Not all. I got it metre 23, like just banging snags. So that was pretty cool. But not really. It's it's a funny experience because you're catching like a fish of a lifetime, and it's just me in the boat. So
yeah,
I'm just like, that was pretty rad, and just chuck in the water and like on another one.
yeah,
And you're
okay.
also
It's-
like, when you're goals orientated and you're targeting them, it's not like a surprise catch fish of a lifetime. It's like, I actually am targeting that fish.
Yeah,
So your expectation is half that you're going to be successful.
yeah,
yeah,
When
definitely.
you catch
so
one,
it's-
it's like, yes, I did it. Not, fuck
But-
me, this is amazing.
yeah.
You
Because
know what I
you
mean?
jump and cheer when you're by yourself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
From a distance, you look like a fuckwit. So it's just like, yep, that's sweet.
Yeah,
I got
done it.
another one now.
Tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So the biggest problem is trying to set up the camera and get
Oh.
the whole fish into the
Yeah.
autofocus. Oh, sorry, I just said that, but
Oh.
autofocus it
Yep.
and then try and hold the bloody thing up to get the timer to go off.
Yep.
But it's probably not a bad problem to have.
Definitely not.
Cool.
Better than no fish on the
You only
deck.
got to scroll through your feed, mate, to see you nailing the self-timer selfies now.
Yeah. Yep. You
All
miss
over.
those Slaves meteries too, I see.
Yeah, she the last trip up here, I sort of chopped and changed between paddle tail and vibe and gulp shrimp and a heap of different options or hard body. And for a beginner, vibes are just so easy to use. And I think she had 2 metre fish and a 900 on the deck before it even got a hit. And I'm just like, whoa,
What was she running?
just a vibe.
Just a vibe.
The Berkeley shimmer shads. They're quite good, I reckon.
Yeah,
just
right.
got to sort those hooks out. They come with shitty hooks.
Yeah, righto.
But yeah, no, she was stoked. With that, she got probably maybe 4 or 5 fish over a metre.
Yeah, right.
So
That's awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. You speak to people here, like around Rocky and meter fish are like, oh yeah, got one, and they're a good thing. But when the times I've been to the NT, it seems to be a really big thing up in the NT.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of barra politics up there and a lot of egos. Makes me sick, to be honest. I hate it being around it. But yeah, like a lot of people do. I don't know what it is though. Is it because I haven't really fished the barra proper hard here? Is there consistent big fish schooling big fish?
Yeah, well,
And do you get other like not call it bycatch, but bycatch of smaller fish, like less than say 75?
when you snag bass, you do.
Yeah.
But when you're targeting those big fish, you get like you're only catching big fish. But
Yeah, okay.
it's sort of one of them things where, like say on the daily, you hear, oh, someone got a metre 20 or a metre whatever. On Instagram, you see that stuff weekly and with dudes slaying them out of the Fitzroy. So
Yeah, righto.
if you it can't be too many politics when you're like, oh, I got a metre in, and someone's like, well, I got a metre 10, and your mate got a metre 30.
Yeah.
So it's you can't really have a pissing competition when everyone's slaying big fish.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, it's pretty crazy because in examples is up there, like you can go up there and run off, and you can catch, I don't know, say 20 fish, fucking 60, 70, 80 centimetres, and then all of a sudden your next cast, you'll hook a metre 10.
Yep.
All in the same sort of areas.
Yeah, right.
Which is where I was wondering whether that, like here, it's more consistent big fish in areas and then consistent small fish in others. Not sort of mixed together.
Not generally, no.
Yeah.
You get bigger fish, deep water, where, like, say if you're fishing runoff, you've got a whole mixture of fish going up and making the most of that opportunity of the runoff, where in these sort of systems here you have big fish sitting deeper water, and then you smaller schooling fish sort of schooling up.
Yeah, okay. So, sorry, you keep going.
Oh, the other thing that's been happening in the Fitzroy is monster king.
Yeah, big threadfin for those people in the into.
Yeah, so it's the average now is $1.20. Like it used to be like you'd be keen for a metre, but now it's $1.20. Like probably a year ago, the old boy and I had a session where we got 7 between $1.20 and $1.40.
Jesus, I didn't know they got bigger than $1.20.
Oh, they get monstrous. Dudes have got them up to $1.50.
Yeah, fucking
wow.
long, don't they?
Yeah, I work with an ex-pro, and he's I showed him a fish of $1.20, and he's like, when are you going to get the big ones? I'm like, this is a big one. He's
Jesus.
like, no.
I didn't know that.
They get way bigger.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. We had a really crazy year at the Mouth of Shady Camp. People were complaining. They weren't huge, like that huge, but they were decent. And just in plague proportion.
Stuffing up their trial runs, mate.
Yeah, reckon up the trial ones, man. Yep. And you could literally sit in the middle of the mouth of the river and just blind cast and catch threadies. They were just everywhere.
Really? Do you rate them as a feed?
If you eat them fresh?
Yeah, I was right off them off those small ones. I thought they were a bit mushy, but a couple of those big fish we caught that time didn't release very well, so we kept them. And like the bigger they are, I reckon they're a lot nicer, firm flesh.
They are really a soggy flaky fish, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm quite picky with what I eat.
Well, you could be.
And that was definitely nice fish.
Yep. Yeah, I just don't like fillet them.
Yeah.
Like those fucking big balls in there.
Well, you got to find an esky that's $1.50 just so you can jam it with a few.
First world problem.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No, we had to chop the tail off one and chop the tail off a couple of them actually to get them in this big esky.
Yep.
But it was good. I kept a feed. Old boy got some. He gave some to my aunties.
Yep.
So, I think a lot of those big fish people enjoy catching those big king out of the deeper water, but they don't release very well, I don't reckon. So,
like barotrauma.
Yeah, they puff up, and everyone, when you release a fish, you get that little warm fuzzy feeling that it's just swum off and it's with all its friends. But the reality is, with a lot of those big king coming out of like 5, 6, 7 meters, is they get barotrauma.
Yep.
They kick off down to the halfway through the water column and then just die.
Yeah.
So I'd almost rather see people catch those big fish and keep them.
Yeah,
make use of it.
Yep.
Hey, some might swim off, but a lot of them don't swim off real well, especially out of deeper water.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't catch them. I'm just saying keep them for a feed.
Yeah. Yep.
Make use of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes sense. And no more comps?
Nah, no more comps. I don't target barra regularly enough to be able to be, what's the word?
Confident.
Yeah, confidence is the main one.
Yeah. Comp fishing, like I've only done it a couple of times. I don't really enjoy it. I like the exploratory side of things or the solo fishing.
Yeah.
But the one experience that I took away from those few comps is you have to know the system and the fish inside out.
Yeah. Look,
because there's guys in those competitions that do.
Yeah.
Fucking good at it.
Yeah, that's it.
But the way I see it now is I'm going to spend $300. I'd rather go and
spend it on fuel and
have an enjoyable time
around,
away. But
Yep.
Oh yeah, for the barra nets and stuff up there.
Fucking nearly $6,000.
Yeah.
Right, split between 3 people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes it heaps better.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy talk.
It's full on, man.
You should get Cast to sponsor your next one, mate.
Oh, fucking no chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
How tough he's doing. He went in the water.
Come on, man.
He went in the water an hour ago and he's still in wet pants.
Yeah, that's what I do, mate.
Can't even bring dry clothes, poor fella.
One pair. One pair.
Continuity, mate.
These boys are doing it rough. I got water.
We got water.
I heat up water, have a little shower in the afternoon, just nude up on the beach.
Yep.
Slather up. Mick comes back. No showers.
Yeah.
I
Drinking coffee out of bowls.
Yeah, out of bowls.
Haven't you ever had had a bowl of coffee?
Never. Fuck. What's a bowl of coffee, man? Is that some, like, Brisbane thing?
No, it's island shit. When you forget
Island shit.
when you forget cups, man.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bowl of coffee.
Who forgot cups, sorry?
I did.
Oh. That's funny. You drunk out of the biggest cup.
Yeah, I know. I did. Straight out of the jet boil. Fucking burnt my lips too.
I promised that cheese and gnarly gun.
First world problems though, eh? Oh, I forgot me coffee cups.
Yeah,
Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Yeah,
They're fucking right beside a campfire, clear skies, Milky Way above us. Fucking beautiful.
Lucky Spring came, I'd be frozen. I'd go back in.
What about your boat, man? Tell us about your boat.
Actually, it is.
How did that come about?
Well, I had a little tinny that I actually thrashed. And I thought, right,
I drove that tinny one time, mate.
Yeah.
I borrowed it. Did I tell you I nearly flipped it?
Mate.
It's now about time.
There's no amount of punishment. There's no amount of punishment that you've put onto that boat that I haven't done previously.
Oh, I dead set nearly flipped it.
And this is the first time you told him.
I'm sure I told you. No?
No.
Fuck. Whoops.
Couldn't handle the power of 40.
Bygones be bygones. But no, what happened was, before you get into your boat, I might as well finish that story real quick. We had a project for Queensland Tourism to film the Bounty one year. And I was up there with a guy called Lance. And we borrowed your boat to fang around and chase guys like fucking Andrew Harris and Nathan and all those guys. We were looking for them in the
What about Cole? He didn't let you
Port
get too
Alma?
close, did he?
He doesn't say nothing at all. And
When he does,
I don't blame him. He takes it serious.
Don't worry,
though.
when he does, it's usually garbage anyway.
Oh shit! We were fanging up one of the creeks in Port Alma, and I was looking over at the bank or something. Might have seen a croc or something or other, and then I ended up going and like looking back up, and then all of a sudden there was a fucking crab pot float right in front of us, and so I fucking pushed the tiller steer out one way and it fucking bit. It went way too far. Then fucking threw my arm back in the other side and fucking, oh man, it was crazy. Poor old Lance, I looked up at him, he was white as a ghost. Fucking shit everywhere.
With those little chicken arms, I'm not surprised, mate. You can't, you'd be, you'd
I
have
couldn't
no chance
handle
of
it.
holding onto a 70.
Couldn't hold it, mate. Couldn't hold it. I just hit at the wrong angle, she bit down and fucking nearly threw us out. Oh man.
Fun times.
Yeah. It was his first time in a boat too, Lance's. Very first time in a boat.
At least you made it memorable.
Yeah, fucking he's never been in one since. Guarantee it.
You know, so with...
So sorry, mate.
You're right. So with the boat I got at the moment, when you look around, there's very few production boats you can buy that would suit what we do for a mission away, like swags, air skis, pack everything away. But a lot of the times you fish on the way to your camp spot and you don't have shit everywhere. So I just built essentially what I wanted. With the help of one of Dad's mates, I stripped it all out, then he helped me rebuild it. And I said to him, I just want a big deck. Just give us a big deck. So, yeah. So he's like, oh, are you sure? Like, yeah, so big casting deck. So I can chuck all me shit up under there. Got the sighting platform, which you had the pleasure of gazing upon on this trip.
It's unreal.
You cut a mean figure on top of it too.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should see what the Tuskies see when they see bearing down on them.
The Lord.
So mesmerised.
Yeah. Just a big old cranker just sailing in their direction. So I got this sight platform in there that I basically built the boat around that so I could pack all that away and nothing gets caught up on it. So it's good when I can see from a mile away.
Yep, it's a pimp. What was it? What type of boat was it?
Oh, it's a Seafarer VC, so 15'6" or something it is.
Yep.
Completely stripped it out, then just rebuilt it.
Yep. What are they, like a bay runner or something? Is that front console? No.
Had like a little cuddy cab sort of set up on
it.
Now
it's the meanest tiller I've ever seen. It's
so
wicked.
I had to do a little playing around with it. I had to get a hydrofoil on it to start off with because it was pulling way too hard when I first got it. So I got that sorted and then had a little bit of a... when I'd get up on the plane and run because the electric and the battery would be on one side, and if I put a passenger in there, lean out, it'd drive me insane.
Yep.
So trim tab sorted that out.
Yep.
So I've got it basically set up to how I want it, but like everyone that has a boat, I want a bigger one now, but we can't store that under the house, so to buy a bigger boat, you need to get a bigger house, which that won't be happening. So 4.8 metre boat it is.
Yep.
But it does everything I want.
It's got a bigger cast deck than a tournament fucking bass boat. It's good.
So, I put a live well in it. Probably a waste of time. I very hardly ever use a live well.
Yep.
So that's probably one thing that I could have taken out, but it's at the time you think you'd use it heaps. So.
And why the tiller?
The original plan is so I can sleep 2 people in it.
Yep.
So this frees up a heap of room.
Yep.
And plus you can't steer. When it's a tiller, I can run poly pipe back to it and steer.
Yeah, steer from distance.
Steer up on top of the platform, which if you thought I cut a mean figure standing on it, mate, you should see me on full tilt.
With the poly pipe?
With the poly pipe. Back to the steering wheel, hoping she doesn't let it go.
Yeah, shit.
But I take safety precautions with trip ropes or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
those little pull ropes.
Yep, as you would because you fish by yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Unreal.
Nick's just over here reminiscing.
I was about to give him... He's doing something.
Just editing photos, mate.
Just getting them ready for the gram.
I might just hold this on for a while. It's special to me. My first fake permit.
Poor man's permit.
Poor man's permit on fly. Yeah.
Seen it coming from a mile away, eh? Flynn did. Just, fuck, perm, massive permit. I'm in the water so fucking quick.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you were looking for queenfish, you'd be fully stoked that you caught one like that.
100%.
That's a big queenie, but because you weren't looking for them, you're like, I'll cast at it, but I won't be real happy if I hook it. Or it won't give me that same feeling as if you're on the flat looking for big queens or jeets.
I was filthy on it. No, I wasn't filthy on you. I was stoked for you catching it, but I was filthy on it. If when it was,
for sure.
I thought it was a permit because I've been after permit on fly for a couple of years, and they've been doing my head in. And Mick literally laid a cast a metre away from it, turned straight away and started mowing it down. I was like, what the fuck?
I kind of knew it wasn't when it did that.
I was like,
turned something.
I was like, holy
suspicious
fuck.
here.
Yeah, it happened in half a second. It was like the perfect cast, and then it just monstered it. And I was like, nah.
I just had it in my head.
Not.
I had it in my head that it was a perm.
Yeah.
Like, it was
I
just
thought it
gonna
was.
Suck it off the top. It was just a feeding perm. I don't know.
I could only see the black back when it when I got down in the water.
It's amazing how a fish of that size could just disappear so easily in the...
Crazy, eh?
Yeah.
But there's other times when you see him, you're like, I can see that fish from like 60 metres away and you cannot miss it. And then other times you're on top of it and you're like, how did I just not see that massive fish?
Yeah. Yep. And they just turn angle. Like the Tuskies are like that. Like all of a sudden, you look there and there's nothing. And then all of a sudden you get closer and then one turns sideways and it's just like
just
fluorescent blue.
Just roll out of a little ledge or something like that and you're just like, where'd that little punk come from? And then you hook it and you're like, oh, that's where it come from.
That's where it come from. Yeah.
Straight back into its home.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, we found a massive one yesterday on basically the middle of a sand flat with 2 piles of weed around it, and it bounced straight into the weed and you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And it was fucking huge.
Yeah. Johnny Mitchell sauce.
But the thing is, from up there, like if you're looking, say, 2 metres into the water, that what you think is seaweed could be a rock that's a foot high with an undercut ledge.
That's right.
That you just can't see from that perspective.
Yeah.
It's not until the tides goes out and you see what you're fishing over, you're like,
that's right.
No wonder I'm not landing anything because these rocks that I think are little pebbles,
they're actually
are gnarly as.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Proper.
Oh, cool.
Well, I might wrap it up, boys.
Definitely wrap it up. Let's get this fire stoked up, mate. It's getting cold.
Beers. I need a piddle and I need some beers. thanks very much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
That's all right. We chopped and changed on a lot of subjects, but
That's what it's all about. It was good. Covered some good topics. It was awesome. But I've got some more to do now tomorrow night. Got to get the trip. Got to get Duck Prodigy. His mad yarn.
Got to
How
get
fit
more
all
than
his
2
shit
words
in
out of him.
Nah, he'll yarn up. I'll send a few iron jacks in him and sort of.
get him a tusky tomorrow. You won't be able to shut him up.
Yeah.
That's it.
How am I going to fit all this shit in, though? That's what I don't know. It's going to have to be a 2-part series.
You'll be right.
All good. Thanks very much, Powley.
No dramas, mate.
Appreciate it, man.